Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined again this week by Fly Guy
Ben
from
Carter.
FlyGuy.net.
Cool. How are you doing, sir? Thank you
I'm
for
doing great.
good. Thank you for Dan Carto for filling in. But we're back.
This was a big reveal this week. Obviously, everyone knows San Diego Comic-Con started officially on Thursday, but there was a preview night on Wednesday. A lot of images started leaking out Wednesday night, but officially things kicked off Thursday. We're going to run down a lot of things, I would say. We're going to probably stick with the mainline stuff mostly. Hasbro, Sideshow, General Giant, a few other miscellaneous things here and there, but it's mainly a collector's type of show tonight, so I think both you and I have been over this quite a bit these past 2 days, so this is all pretty fresh and pretty, the newness has worn off, I would say. But
It's always worth a good scrutiny, and a lot of people haven't even seen this stuff. I'm still getting people asking me questions saying, is this
yep,
Saga Legends? Is it Rebels? I don't
yep.
know about this stuff. So I think we're so close to the coalface, you and I forget sometimes. But yeah, it's toys. I don't mind.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with Hasbro. They had their big reveal stuff on Friday at about I guess it was noon,
San Diego time.
San Diego time. A lot of 6-inch, a few 3 3/4 inch, a lot of Rebels, Saga Legends type stuff. But I think we're going to start off with the 6-inch figures because I think that is kind of where Hasbro's focus is right now.
I agree.
Until obviously Episode 7 product comes out, but a few things were kind of surprising, I thought. There were rumors of a Wampa Tauntaun, but I didn't expect to see it so soon.
Neither did I. No, you're right. Yeah.
But yeah, we saw a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I thought we might just see maybe one of those Hoth sets, maybe just like Luke and the Wampa.
I didn't expect both.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when Episode 7 comes around, whether the 6-inch line really takes a part in that or not, or whether it's 3 3/4, or whether it's really kid stuff or 5 POA. Dying to see what happens, yeah, they revealed quite a lot, I think, overall. I'm quite impressed with it.
Yeah. I think they we won't go in order of the reveals on according to the presentation, but we'll just kind of stick with the 6-inch stuff. Figures that have been rumored for a while. They've gone up for pre-order. Figures like the Bosk, which I'm very happy with.
Me too. Me too.
As we said on previous shows, they don't make a bad Bosk figure, it seems like, and they kind of went, kind of the full 9 yards on this figure, giving
really
a lot of articulation, even jaw, mouth articulation, which was pretty
very impressive, actually.
Yeah.
For such a small, I mean, even 3 3/4, it would be impressive, but 6 inches still for a jaw.
Yeah.
It opens and closes. It's a pretty intricate work. So I love what they're doing with the knees. I think that the attention to detail to make and they talked about that before, how they make the knees blend in very well. When you close the knee joints, it adds that little small touch. It's nice.
Yep. Yeah. It seems like they give different figures different treatments as far as how joints work, and they did a really nice job with the Bosk joints. Yeah. Another rumored figure that's officially confirmed here is the Han Solo in Stormtrooper outfit.
Hey. It's just, just another. Yeah, I'm a Stormtrooper fan, as most people know, and it's just great to see this. It's such a simple custom one they could have done really quickly, and I'm glad to see it's came out quickly in the line, and it's not one of these ones that's maybe held back for long. I mean, God, if my memory serves, the original Han Stormtrooper and the Power of the Force was a cereal box exclusive, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's right. So at least we're getting this thing pretty quickly. So yeah, I think the feel of the stormtroopers, the desire for them, has probably just made them say, "Yep, let's greenlight this one pretty quick." People love the
Yep.
stormtroopers, so
Yep. And I
good looking
guess
figure.
this is some slight retooling of the existing Stormtrooper body where they kind of scaled down the ball socket for the neck in order to accept a slightly altered, as what I'm hearing, um, head sculpt for Han
Mm-hmm.
in order to fit under the helmet.
It's
It's like
phenomenal.
there's all these things that kind of compound on each other.
Nice touches, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a popular one, I think.
Hmm.
Um, let's see what else. Han Solo.
We also have the Clone Sergeant.
Clone
He's
Sergeant, that
pretty.
was a quick repaint.
It
You know,
was. I know. I
I
know.
just received my Wave 4 today, and the Wave 4 includes this, the regular white version of the Clone Trooper. So,
Hmm. Nice simple. Well, we know we're going to get the other three shortly as well. Plus,
yeah,
probably tons of other versions of them.
yep,
So that's not a bad one. I think we both agreed constantly that this TIE Fighter pilot's just
yeah,
kicking it, man.
yep.
Awesome.
That's
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
a great figure.
Very good. Very simple one as well, really, to make. Really, there's not a great deal of stuff going on.
Hmm I think
And
the big things though that were announced were um, the Hoth Luke with the Wampa, which like I said, I heard it was rumored, but
yep.
I didn't expect it for this show. Um,
Mm-mm.
and it's not an exclusive either. It's a mainline release, so you'll see this at multiple stores. Toys R Us, Target, Walmart. So it's not going to be a matter of trying to hunt it down.
Yep.
So
Just nicely done details of the blood and as he's asking for a big high five there. But it's like
yeah,
they've even done it in the same way that Chewbacca has been done in the past with the kind of layered fur, which is, I mean, that's hard to do in sculpt.
hmm
Plus all the weathering and yeah, they've really
yep,
done a good job. Good job.
yep. And the arm is removable apparently for the Wampa, so it
That's
can
right.
recreate that scene. So
That's nice. Nice touch.
the Luke figure I like. Again, it's another all new figure.
Yep. Nice little touches as well on him. The face, I mean, the scarring as well. The sculpt on that on Luke's face is that's very strong.
Hmm
And that's a little bit of cloth, I think, there we've got actually. A little bit of.
Yeah, because I thought I saw some of the images in the Hasbro booth. I didn't see that piece on there,
Mm,
so I don't know if that was
could
just
just be a
missing or if it
prototype.
was, if it's going to be fabric or a plastic piece. I'm not sure.
These prototypes are always a bit of a dead giveaway that they're very matte coloured.
Right.
Um, that kind of very washed down, and the paints look very flat as well, I think, when they take photography for it. Um,
Yeah, these are obviously painted
yeah,
hard copies.
painted target exactly. That they're very different from production runs as we've seen in the past. So, but nice. I mean, if you think about it, now they've got the rebel body effectively for Luke. That opens up the door for several others, basically, in that kind of mold too. Rebel soldiers, like a lot of
Mhm.
Hoth troop building and stuff. So, and still on Hoth was the Happy Wampa, and it sounds like a burger chain or something. The Happy Wampa Burger Bar, and
Yep,
and
the with the Han Solo with the blue coat, which is always a point of controversy. Is it blue or brown? It's brown. Um,
it's blue. Uh, and we were just talking earlier. I think we both agreed that it's pretty much likely that these goggles are removable from the head, and then maybe you could potentially place them on what's looking like quite a fat nose he's got there as well. So it's maybe to actually accommodate those goggles.
right.
Like a little Joe Pesci in there. Pesci, whatever you call him. But yeah, it's, it's such a happy Wampa. It's about to
Yep.
die, but never mind. It's a great, and
And
it's absolutely to scale, huge size.
yeah, I was surprised again with this. I mean, I didn't expect him to go beast mode,
No,
right away with this line. I mean,
exactly.
we've I'm just counting the stack of 6-inch figures that I have, we're kind of like at the 14 figure mark.
Yep.
Um, and then, there's now the Wampa, there's the Jabba, obviously, and the
Speeder bike,
Tauntaun,
biker
speeder
scout.
bike.
Yeah.
So they're serious about expanding this line. So
They really are, yeah. I just going back to maybe one of our earlier conversations. I'm sure we had was that there's obviously less plastic in three and three quarters, but for some reason it's not that much of a price jump to 6 inches. And I always thought they wanted to make less plastic but charge more. But you're getting a lot of plastic here. But then I suppose these things are going to be retail $49.99 for
yeah,
the
$40 to $50.
$40 to $50. Yeah, so that's quite a jump, I guess.
But I mean, it's comparable to what you pay for an individual figure at
Mm,
retail. It's like
definitely.
half, $20 a figure, or 22, whatever, depending on where you're shopping.
And it's a
So
honking chunk of plastic, those two, the
yeah,
Tauntaun and the Wampa. They're massive. So yeah, look forward to them. The boxes. I think, as we said earlier on as well, that we're both, I think, agreeing. We hope that the black boxes we've seen for the Jabba and the speeder bike, which are so weirdly plain,
hmm
um, and you mentioned as well. I think you'd confirmed the look will be upside down
right.
in the box. So yeah, I think they have to put a diorama piece at the back of that.
Yeah,
If
it just, I
it wouldn't
mean,
look
the
right,
Black
would it?
Series is so bland anyway. I mean, I think they just need something a little extra, whether it's a backdrop or whatever, to help set it off
Yep.
from the background. I mean, because, I mean, like you said, the Java just on a black background looks so blah, and to have
Yeah, it
now
does.
Luke hanging upside down against black against
Blah.
next to a Wampa would be probably as boring. So I'm hoping they sprinkle in some of these diorama backdrop type cardboard set pieces.
Well, they've done tons of them before, so it seems weird. I don't know whether it's going against the
Yeah,
ethics of the Black Series line, but yeah, the black backgrounds doesn't. Yeah, but two others, the Shadow Squadron.
yeah. This was an interesting set. I mean, for a variety of reasons. It's obviously a heavy repaint of
Mm.
existing sets and sets that haven't come out yet. With the Biker Scout and Scout Trooper. Those are shipping soon, but these are essentially expanded universe as well. So
That's right.
it was interesting call on their point. These are going to be Target exclusives. This is actually a set, so you get all three pieces together. You get
Yep.
the Biker Scout, the speeder bike, and the, I don't know what to call this, Shadow Sand Trooper, or
It's marked as a Shadow Sandtrooper Corporal, I think it was.
oh really?
Corporal is black. I think it was mentioned on the StarWars.com. Let's have a little quick go visit to the site when we're there. But yes, it mentions. There we go. It's right on the first page this time. Um,
Because
they
we're
gave it
used
a
to
name.
seeing, just the black hole stormtrooper, or the, shadow stormtrooper or whatnot. And this is the first time we've received uh,
A Sandtrooper
a
in.
sand trooper. I doubt it's a sand trooper, but it's at least one with the sand trooper
Yes,
pauldron,
yes.
and
Well,
so
you know it's going to be the same build as the Sandtrooper pretty much because they've used the Stormtroopers being the same with a hole in the back for the.
right,
There we go. And I'm sure it mentions the name. And this was a Target exclusive as well. Black Season Pure Shadow Squadron. I'm sure it was mentioned somewhere. I think it was on the slides
right,
actually from Hasbro.
could be.
But Shadow Squadron 6-inch coming to Target. Target exclusive. So, and again, don't know whether that translates to any other countries. So a bit of a shame
Yeah,
for
it'd be interesting to
those
see
in the
where that
UK
shows
and
up.
others. So where are we? I'm all over the place. We're back.
Um, let's see,
What were we
the
shooting?
Boba Fett. Um, that
Prototype.
was, yeah, the prototype Boba Fett. I mean, obviously that we've known that's coming to Walgreens, and that went up for pre-order already this week, um,
You were
and it
very
sold
quick on
out.
that.
Yeah, there. I should check actually right now. to see if they open pre-orders back up, but I don't think they have.
No,
They
I think
closed
that
them off.
I think that thing's been absolutely scalped. So
Yep, it's still honest. You can't do anything. This it's kind of funny. I read reports and experienced firsthand different um, pre-ordering scenarios where I know someone added like 100 to their cart and it automatically adjusted it down to 36.
mm,
So you could, you know, theoretically order 36 at the same time. And then they revised it where you can only order two. And see, now they've updated this page again. Now that I look at it, I'm not sharing my screen. I will. Um, it now says available in stores on 11/1.
November.
So that's different. You know, it was rumored to be available in September. It was shipping. I know I got confirmation, or it did say at one point it was shipping in October, but now it says available in stores in November. So that's a new
Interesting.
update. So we'll see. I ordered a couple, one for myself and one for my brother-in-law, who wasn't able to get in the pre-order window. But yeah, that's interesting. They've updated it already.
Yeah, I knew a lot of people who were trying to get hold of this, particularly again from overseas, and it was denied. So,
Yep. Yep.
you got to have a US credit card for that one. So, yeah, but and Yoda's News, I think you both and I we shared yodasnews.com, their little Hasbro video interview
Right.
today, and one of the questions came up yet again was, are there any plans to share the prototype Boba Fett with any other countries globally? And the answer was not at this time. So,
Mm,
bit of a shame. You're onto eBay and Fleabay and good friends in the US. So
right.
yeah,
That kind of. There's one more figure they kind of teased was the Emperor Palpatine, and that was a rumored figure for a little bit, but they officially kind of
mm,
hinted towards it at the end of the presentation where they had a slide showing the Emperor Palpatine sitting in the chair. So,
nice.
and it's gonna have soft goods, I guess. I
Yeah, so what we've heard before is the Force lightning hands. That's all we heard the last time from one of the reps on camera. Again, he basically got caught saying it, but yeah, and I think Paul from GTA confirmed it was soft goods.
Yep, I think so.
Um, so yeah, looking forward to that one. Some Force lightning. Do you want to look at the other ones here, the Dooms and others, or do we?
Oh yeah, yeah. We've got the Black Series 3 3/4 inch line that they had as well on display and revealed in the presentation. Um, let's see, what else did they had? I'm not sure. Commander Doom, which is kind of a nod to the Marvel Doctor Doom character. Um, there's most recently there's been some back and forth as to the quality of some of these new reveals, both with this figure and the Captain Rex. It looks to be a reduced articulation type of Black Series figure, where
Mm.
you don't no removable helmet, questionable joints on the knees, maybe questionable waist. Um,
We can
it's
just about
it's
see
it's obvious
swivel.
it's not using the vintage collection
No.
clone trooper body that we've become accustomed to. Most recently with like the Black Series. I guess what was the last one that came out? Um, the gray one, the Coruscant Trooper,
The
the
cross country, yeah, yeah,
41st. It's the Clone Trooper 45 body, I guess, is typically what we've been using or getting.
yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah, definitely questionable on those knees, I think, as we're sharing right now if you're watching the video version. But you can see it does make sense. It is still a prototype, but as we were talking earlier on, lots of little splodges on the visor there. This is quite early. We might get something improved, but chances are we might get something that kind of sucks. So we
yeah,
just don't know.
we'll
Just
see.
don't know.
Let's see what
So
else was on
Rex,
there.
if you want.
Rex again was kind of the similar situation with Rex as Doom. Um,
Not the
people are
Rex we
kind
were
of
promised.
yeah. We've seen a better Rex on display. I think most recently was Toy Fair last. Was it last Toy
I thought it
Fair
was
or
even
was it prior?
Celebration last year. I thought it was over a year
Yeah.
ago, but I may be wrong. But yeah, using that VC, what you said 45, I think it was.
Yep. Yep.
And they scrapped it for this version here. So kind of weird. I don't know. It's the pauldron
It's,
seems quite different.
yep. It
Very
almost
straight.
seems like the Saga Legends Rex
It
pauldron.
does. I think as we know, Hasbro obviously cost is a huge factor in these things. It's yeah, I don't mean to poop on the parade, but yeah, it does smell of they're trying to cheapen or more cheaply produce a figure here, which again
Yeah,
having
I think in Jedi Temple Archives' most recent Q&A, I think they pretty much came right out and said that you know you some figures aren't going to be the super articulated 14 point. They might be less. Still, obviously more than the 5 points of articulation as the Saga Legends, but you might lose a joint here and there, or you might lose a waist, or you might lose ankles or whatnot.
yep,
So
yep.
I think this is one of those figures that may be suffering from that.
It seems confusing from that point of view, though, that what they're basically saying is articulation is the cost point because of the manual labor involved in plugging the parts together. But the cost of using a brand new mold, surely, sculpting and finessing all that and making those expensive molds, you would
Mm-hmm.
think would be more expensive than reusing existing. You think the cost would maybe, if they looked at both and just went, well, it doesn't make any difference. By the time we make a new sculpt, it'll cost just as much to reuse the old mold.
Right.
Um, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. What they're basically saying is it's cheaper to make a new figure than it is to use one with articulation.
Yep.
Really? Um, and this kind of move towards plastic camo skirts as well rather than the fabric is obviously a cost cutter as well. But then there's little details of the transfers there and the transfers in the arm with the scores and the kills and this rust paint we talked about as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of detail in that. It's quite
Yeah.
a
I mean, it's not like they cheaped out on the figure. It's just like
no.
it's just different than what we were expecting for a collector type of figure, I would say.
Yeah. So I think they're also what they're saying is paint isn't the expensive thing. It really must be the articulation that's
Yeah. Yeah.
the cost factor. Anyway,
A
so
few other figures that were revealed. There's a Chewbacca figure, which is partially new. I guess a new head. Um,
otherwise the early bird as you spotted, which was right, I think.
yeah, pretty much the same Chewbacca body we've received since the
Same.
what was that? The original Saga Collection vintage figure.
That's right.
Um, new
And
Princess Leia figure was revealed. The ceremonial Yavin ceremony figure. It's
yep.
pretty decent. I like it. It's not supposed to be posed in some sort of actiony, you know.
There's no blaster.
Yeah, right. You're gonna get a
Yep.
pretty static pose from a figure like this, I would think, and that's fine. If they save articulation on a figure like this for something like that needs it, where it would be a
Mhm.
Rex, I think that makes sense. But
To me, this is the kind of figure that would really have served well, I think, because there really is quite a limited appeal overall. Overall,
right,
young kids aren't clamoring for this. They want Darth, they want troopers, that kind of stuff.
right,
Older collectors are probably a little bit on the fence. So it's really this is one for the diehards, I would suggest.
yeah.
And
People that
that's
are
in
looking to upgrade their older,
yeah, yeah.
Princess Leia collection figure.
And it just seems to be one that I think that it would really serve well as an exclusive of some kind, some mail away or something, because it's a limited production run on this, but it has to be. Otherwise, we're going to be if this is in the Black Series, which it pretty much is.
Yeah.
This is going to be a peg warmer.
Yeah, it all
Or
depends
stands a
on
chance.
how, obviously I would hope they would consider this, a one per case kind of a figure.
We hope. I
So,
don't know if that's a double pack. We're really. Anyway, but there's still some more there, I think, on that list you had. Let me go back to that. Where are we? Oh dear, I'm all over the place. Yep, in here. Let's share. There's quite a few other figures that we
yeah, I think
just
there was
covered.
a
Wolf.
yeah,
There's
Commander
Wolf.
Wolf. That was a nice surprise.
It definitely
Um,
was, yeah.
this is a figure from the season 6, Lost Missions episode. Um, it's a great figure. It's very reminiscent of the Macquarie Snowtrooper concept figure from back in the 30th
Mhm.
anniversary collection.
And they've definitely not scrimped on this. I mean, you're getting
No.
paint, intricate paint and transfers. You can even see the articulation there on the wrist.
Yep.
The
It's got the
swivel,
double.
the elbows. The hips probably aren't, but the knees and and fabric material and lots of brand new parts.
Yeah. The whole
The whole figure.
figure is brand new. Um, so
So maybe they skimped on Rex and did this so they
yeah,
could do.
and that's fine. I mean, if they could sprinkle in some all new figures that we haven't received in a while. I mean,
It makes it worthwhile, doesn't it? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think if you look back at some of the more recent waves, like the wave, I guess it's wave 4, that has, um, this No Trooper Commander, which is an all new figure.
Mm-hmm.
The Luke is an all new figure. Yoda is an all new figure. It's nice to get something like this in a wave that's all new
I agree.
rather than
I agree.
recycled, repainted parts.
There's quite a few others here. Let's have a quick look at them. Yeah, this is one we were. Well, I don't really got your thoughts on this one. What did you feel about this? This is the Dagobah
Yeah,
reveal look.
this is a really bad photo to try to sell it. I mean, the head is, practically the size of the torso in that shot. It's just really bad. But
No.
you know, for me personally, it's tough to improve upon the Power of the Jedi figure that came out that had the removable faceplate. But
Oh, did it? I didn't collect that
yeah,
one. Wow. I'm kind of over Darth. I think a lot of us
it's a
are.
lot of Darths. It seems like
It's it's a lot of
you
Darths.
got the one in the
Um,
first wave that had the blaster effect. You got one in what wave? Which wave was it that has the
oh, the Black Series. That was Wave One, I think it was.
right? And then they are having another one, which is the Episode 3 version, and then
There's
now this one.
the one which I know a lot of people are clamoring for to get back. Certainly, people I've been speaking to online and reviews and stuff has been the Force Unleashed one, the battle damaged one.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people really want that figure, and quite hard to get hold of. A lot of intricate parts that it came off as his armor, but yeah, that was a in-demand Darth. Yeah, kind of weird on this one. But kudos for finding another Darth to do.
right.
This was I keep getting this guy. This was Dutch. No, I'm
Dutch. Yep.
lost. Dutch.
Yep.
It is
Dutch
Dutch.
Vander, gold leader from A New Hope. Ugh, I
Yeah.
I could do without, but
There's obviously a diehard bunch of people who love these guys.
yeah.
Probably thanks to Michael Stackpole's novels for years. So
Well, that and Daryl
the comics.
DePriest was a huge um,
Oh, was he?
X-wing pilot fan.
Did
I mean,
not
that's
know.
why we got all of those X-wing and like the evolution sets, and
Yep.
that was his doing because he's such a huge pilot fan. So
I think it probably had also something to do with the economics of
Right,
reusing
yeah,
that same
obviously.
body
New
again
new
and
head,
again.
new head, new helmet, done. You
Done.
know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point, actually. So yes, there's some more, a few more here. Let me go back to sharing, and we have what else do we have? We did leave it on to Rebels. So this is
Rebels.
ETDP.
Yeah, I think Rebels has a lot to offer as far as obviously new characters, but some of these new sculpts, obviously, they're 5 points of articulation. They're not
Mhm.
going to go. I think it was also confirmed in someone's Q&A that Rebels characters are only going to be 5 points of articulation. You're not going to get super articulated versions. So you're not going to see an AT/DP driver in anything other than the Rebels slash Saga Legends line. But even so, this is a decent looking figure. I mean, it's very reminiscent of, let's say, the AT/ST driver from back in the 80s.
I mean, I agree with you what you're saying. It's going to be pretty much at 5 POE, but I mean, never say never. We never thought we would see Clone Wars in a realistic style. I mean, it did take what 5 years, 5 seasons.
Yeah,
If Rebels really becomes a strong franchise, then we might get some of these characters in a
yeah.
6 inch maybe, or you never know. Never know.
This is one of my favorite ones though from the Rebels launch.
Yep. Yeah, definitely me too. I think it's that Macquarie helmet again,
Yep.
the snowtrooper kind of design. So, yep, very nice indeed. And we also had a TIE fighter pilot, which was looking pretty sweet.
Yep.
Nice design on that. I love that design of the face.
Yep. Looks exactly like the animation.
Mm. Even a little bit on the visors there seems a little bit red,
Yep. Yep.
which is a nice little touch. And lots of dust on this one. Lots of little flecks of
Yeah.
dust on this high-res photography. But yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But these could look really good. They're very stylized again, so yeah, they look the part.
I
We
really like the
also
blasters for the stormtroopers in this line.
yeah, they're very chunky.
And it's got that extra side like magazine that come out
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. Yep, nice little touch. The odd one, I think we both agreed earlier on in the BCA was this is
Yeah,
weird. Why? Well,
agree.
in fact, some Dan, I think it was, kudos to him, said with Luminara in the Rebels show, then we might see agree because they were buddies, tag team buddies. So
Yeah, it's a weird choice. I don't know where the. I can't imagine there being a clamoring for Gree to pop back up. You know.
yeah. The Clone Wars was a great figure,
Sure.
but kind of saturated. But he was a good figure. Yeah, look, clones, Muppets like me will buy them. So this seems to be a super popular hottie at the moment. This one, the Jedi Temple Guard. I think
Yeah.
my images link is broken. Oh no, it's coming. It's just huge. It's just a massive picture.
Yeah. This was another one from. I guess this was the season 5 of the Clone Wars where Ahsoka's on trial or whatever for her deal. But yeah, this is a very cool figure.
Yep. Lots of intricate details there on the body as well. That's a lot of nice gold leaf, and I mean that's all hand painted, I think, on that
Yeah,
mask
it's
as well.
again, this is one of those solicitation photos. So,
Yeah, true,
but the
true, true,
one,
true.
but the one they had on display in the booth looked nice.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's a Saga Legends figure, and we've all experienced bad paint apps
Yep.
for those figures. So, there's a lot of detail they have on this figure as far as the design on the robes and the little whatever they are, the keys or whatnot hanging on the belt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they could hit all those paint apps.
We have a bit of a Plo Meh. Cool.
Uh,
And it just
another
doesn't.
another Plo Koon figure.
Um,
Obviously, this is Star Wars Rebels, and that's run by Dave Filoni, and he's such a Plo Koon fan. So maybe that's why they threw him in again.
Plo Kool, Plo Kool, which is what Dave Filoni used to stamp all the pictures. Plo, I've forgotten his name. Plo Kool, Plo Koon. It's late at night, so apologies. We don't see him die in Revenge of the Sith. Oh, he does. He does. Yeah,
Yeah, he
so he does.
blows
So
up in a
he does. He's playing.
Jedi Starfighter.
So
Yeah,
he's for yeah. Oh well. I thought maybe there was a chance he was coming back in Rebels. Hence the explanation he might be around, even
yeah,
remotely connected to the line. But AT Driver in the Legends, which looks good.
yeah. It's not terrible. It's not. It's a better figure than the Power of the Force 2
Yeah.
version. That was 5 points of articulation.
Yep. Yep.
This is
Chunky snow boots.
yep. It's
Got
not
his
terrible.
little, not terrible at all. Pretty good looking. And the last couple of few there were really definitely Rebels. They're the Ralph McQuarrie droid with,
Yep.
I don't know what this pattern is on and what it's all about, but
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it meant anything, but it just looks kind of random. This is again, this is from the Rebels series. These are part of the Mission series 2 packs.
Cicatro Vizago,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Devarian. I can't remember the exact
Yep.
species, but yeah, we originally seen in the Cantina and now morphed into comics and now into Rebels. Bit of a hit, I think we agreed earlier on as well, was Hera and the Sand Trooper.
Yeah, that's a cool set.
Cool set. I
Um,
like the little blaster pouch in her leg too.
yeah, I don't know if that blaster will fit in there, but
No, it looks good. The baggy pants, and she's got the whole X-wing kind of flight suit
yeah,
jumpsuit thing going on there as well. I just noticed. But and the goggles and her leku. Yeah, Sand Trooper's looking pretty good. Pretty
yep.
good. No
The
backpack.
Stormtrooper Commander.
Sorry, Stormtrooper Commander. You're right. That's right. That's going to be really confusing.
Yeah, well, it takes some getting used to.
And the holiday special Wookiees with the little armbands and the weird tiny feet on the yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed that it's like kind of stubby legs,
Yeah,
stubby feet, big, huge, bulky bodies.
exactly. And this one's really slender. So yeah, look. I mean, again, those trailers we've seen of the Wookiees being slaved. Um, this maybe it could be a big story arc for all we know as it leads up to
Yeah,
a finale or something. So yes, Wookiees are coming. If you like Wookiees, you're going to be very happy. And one again that's been really popular already. I've seen it all across Twitter today. Sabine and Stormtrooper.
yeah, that Sabine figure is really nice.
It is very nice. Nice little. You can just see that in this high res as well. It's like a splatter of the spray paint that she maybe graffitis everywhere on her
Right.
shoulder. Nice little touch. And yeah, possibly not working holsters either. But
Yeah, I think they're working.
oh, cool. Nice touches too. Yeah, and the Stormtrooper is very hot, very stylized.
Yeah, they are repacking the Stormtroopers a lot. I think three of the Mission series sets includes a Stormtrooper of some sort. So
They're learning from the Black Series 6-inch
right,
line in demand. So this is Mission Series, Bosk and IG, which might hint that we might get a Forlom and a Zuckuss one day. We never seem to
right.
get those guys. But yeah, pretty
Again,
beast.
all new sculpts for these two.
Yep. Blasters. That's almost the vintage collection. Sorry, the vintage figure as it stands.
Right.
Just looks the same. What else have we got there? The Wicket and Scout Trooper, which is yeah. You were saying there before. It's practically the vintage collection Wicket, really.
Yeah, it's
Very good.
yeah, they did a really good job with those, and I'm surprised they went Ewok with this line.
Yeah,
But
kind of classic Biker Scout as well. God, so many of him over the few years. It's kind of. We talked about or did we talk about this? I don't think we did. The troop carrier.
troop transport. Yep.
Transport.
Very cool throwback
to the vintage days.
vehicles,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep. Hence why you want to multiple buy your stormtroopers because you're going to want them for this vehicle. I think that's what Hasbro are
Yeah.
hoping anyway.
I never
Um,
had the vintage one as a kid.
no, neither did I.
I know
Uh,
a friend of mine did. I played with that thing like
tell you a
crazy.
lie, I did have one, but it was broken. There was a door missing, and it was a bit rubbish. But yeah, I always wanted the little thing we were talking about this last night. The kind of the thing which basically forces the prisoners down the black part, which always
Yeah,
went missing.
I have one of those. I don't know where I got it. I know I've my vintage box of goodies. I have one of those, head covers.
Whatever you call them, restraints.
Yep.
And a couple more vehicles, and this is it's an absolutely ginormous
Oh, geez.
photograph. I can't zoom that down really.
Yeah.
This is
Hasbro revealed that Target is going to receive a assortment of exclusive vehicles for the Rebels line, where unlike the mainline releases, they're going to include a pack-in figure. So Target is going to have a AT-DP with the driver. It's going to have the Inquisitor's TIE Advanced with the Inquisitor and a what's the Phantom is what it's called,
mhm,
along with
mhm.
Kanan. So it'll be weird if they have both vehicles available at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, in the run up to Christmas, and considering this show's
yeah,
on a big channel like Disney, it's not surprising they've got vehicles, and
yeah,
that's it. I mean, that just looks as if it'll fit in quite happily in um, pretty much anything vintage collection or any lane of Star Wars. So, a great looking vehicle.
yep.
ATDP. And that's us for that main gallery.
Let's see what else.
So next up
Um,
we've got so much stuff at
I know.
SDCC. It was absolutely tons. I think we've covered most of that. We didn't cover the command line,
Yeah,
which yeah, universally panned before the thing's coming out.
yeah.
Um,
They're like Green Army Men, but Star Wars versions, and you'll have a lot of opportunity to buy them apparently, because there's a ton of different sets coming out. Multi packs, 5 packs, 20 packs, 50 packs, 90 packs.
93,
It's
yeah,
just something I don't know.
expect it on clearance. So the next thing was Sideshow. So
Sideshow. In the lead up to San Diego Comic Con, we talked about this in previous shows. They always have all these reveals prior, and then they reveal the actual product, on site for San Diego Comic Con. They had in the lead up to Comic Con, they had the advertisements for the Luke X-wing pilot, the TIE pilot, C-3PO, Biker Scout or Biker Scout's available separately, and then also the speeder bike, which is available on its own. So they had all those on display, and
don't know quite.
none of them disappointed.
No, they did not. They did not. Probably Cad Bane was the weakest of the lot, I think,
Yeah,
which we've kind of seen before. The Obi-Wan statue just it doesn't this tilt to the side
the
head.
head tilt is bad. It's
It is,
like
isn't it?
it's what is this? A painting of the Virgin Mary or something.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
exactly what I thought. Virgin Kenobi. Yeah, there's just yeah, I don't know. From a certain point of view, I think from a certain angle it looks okay, but
for $2,000, I don't want a head
yeah,
tilt like that.
yeah, me neither. It's something weird about it. It's just I don't know. I wouldn't. It's not for me. Put it that way. But it's certainly they've got the cloth. They on the money.
Right.
They do. We've talked about Savage before. Interesting to see if his nose. You and I picked his nose apart the last time, didn't we? From the
Yeah.
side. I wonder if there's a shot there we can get, and we can see a little bit more in the flesh. There's maybe a shot there. Lots and lots of photographs. It doesn't look too bad this time.
No, it's. I think the sculpt is pretty decent on here.
Very nice indeed, and that's soft, good stuff.
It's a huge piece though. I mean, the figure
Yes.
itself is large, and then the base that it's on is
Wow.
quite large as well. You know, it's got a
If you like
sort of a
premium
severed.
formats, you got to
Yep.
make room, especially for FET as well, which another FET premium format figure. Um,
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like that.
yeah, I do like that. All the kind of action poses work very well. But it's this weird thing he's standing on. I'm very confused what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just it kind of looks like a part of Bespin, the kind of part where
Yep.
Luke falls out underneath the weather vane, but I don't know. I just don't know what that is. Ramp of a ship or a part of something.
Hmm.
But is that it is fabric, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
fabric. It's the first time I think I've ever seen Boba Fett's jock strap, the actual strap there. So yeah, in that photograph, but beautifully done fabric. You can see the kind of fabric underneath it. It's going to be a very, very nice piece. But again, what, 2 grand probably or something crazy?
Mm,
Maybe
premium
not as much
format.
as that.
I don't know. It'll be tough to say with some of these pieces.
Very, very nice indeed. Cody, we've seen that previewed before, but still a great looking figure. There we go. That blaster's definitely in the right place, as we talked about before the barrel underneath the gun, which is weirdly on the other side of the blaster in the Clone Sergeant Black Series 6-inch 3PO, which is still a prototype, but yeah, the face isn't quite there yet. But you can see it's all one piece here as well, which very wide knees. They're very, very kind of in proportion or out of proportion there, but yeah, still a prototype, so we know he's coming. Uh,
It's a nice looking.
hmm, Bar 2D2 with plenty of drinks going on. Nice little touches and details on the liquids in the cups there too. Didn't see that before. Nice.
Yeah, I'm just surprised at how much detail they've
Crammed in,
captured
I know.
in
Yeah.
that.
Well, again, it's pretty small, so it is a 6 scale figure, but obviously it's half of a 12-inch figure, so I don't know, 7 inches roughly. And the little drinks dispenser. It's a really stonking R2. Very, very nice. And it is electronics as well, so very impressive stuff. What else can we share? Luke X-Wings, a little bit better photographs. Definitely that jumpsuit's a little. They really captured Mark Hamill. I think they were the little
Yeah,
moles on his face.
it's a great
Uh,
likeness. I'm not thrilled about the outfit yet. I think, obviously this is still a
hmm hmm
prototype. I think it's a little too bright and
Off color. Yeah, it's not
yeah,
quite right. But it's very hard to get fabric on Hot Toys at that scale to really work properly. But I mean, again, when you go back and look at some of the early Sideshow figures, the human
oh,
figures,
yeah,
they're awful.
yeah.
So this is pretty detailed. Wow, that's a close-up photograph. Stitching on the leather gloves, that's impressive. Very impressive. Well, you do know one thing, as we were talking about earlier on with Daryl DePriest, now that they've got an X-Wing outfit, swap the head, let's get it back out there. So you're probably going to get the whole X squad of
Yeah,
and Y squad probably as well. So nicely done. Nicely done. What else have we got?
let's see, the biker scout and
Practice
speeder
carry. Yep,
bike.
yep. Let's get a good shot of that. Loving this guy. Thinking that's looking pretty good indeed.
Yeah, I
He's
think they
done it
pretty much
well.
nailed it. I know Justin from over at Jedi News was
Oh, he loves
commenting
bikers.
on the size of the pistol that he comes with. Seems a little small,
Does. Does indeed.
but
I'm loving the weathering on it. It's just the
yeah,
right amount of weathering.
yep,
I was really all in for the Biker Scout EFX helmet, but the version that came with the gun was the really heavily weathered one.
yep, and it was
Um,
$900.
and it was $900. So yeah, well that too. But I was really tempted, but it was so badly weathered. Um, that seems very matte as well, very very kind of light tan rather than a dark brown. I think as we've been used to.
Yep,
for the body. But yeah, you and I and Paul and Dan and Eddie and lots of Tamer were all commenting the cost of this thing, and yeah, it's got to be $200 minimum, we think.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just can't have a bike escape without the speeder bike without or a vice versa bike escape without the speeder bike.
Yeah.
So gotta get them. And they showed Django and all the other figures that we've kind of seen before, apart
Yep.
from TIE Fighter Pilot, which definitely the red visor. You can see that there. God, this just looks like the Medicom figure I had years ago, or the one before Medicom, actually. What was it called?
The
Made
Real
me
Action Heroes one. I
no,
mean,
no, before that was
there was
Tommy.
a Marmot had one.
Marmot, yeah, which I think was Tommy as well,
Yeah.
way back in the day. So that's what it looks like, but pretty screen accurate, as far as I can tell. But yeah, it's almost like brown leather boots he's got on there. Cowboy boots. Cowboy TIE Fighter Pilot. I think that was it for Sideshow, unless I've missed something. You can see Rex we've seen before or hinted at.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we really would touch on is that af they had after was it on Saturday or I think it was Friday evening. They had like a high-end collectibles panel at San Diego Comic-Con, and they um, went through some of the upcoming and stuff that was just revealed here for Sideshow stuff, and they officially finally revealed the Macquarie line of products. Um,
Just share that.
there's a Macquarie series of 1/5 scale figures, and I believe it's a set. And it's a Macquarie Vader, a Macquarie Stormtrooper, and a Macquarie Boba Fett. And these are statues.
I thought there was. Is that slides? Nope, no.
Yep, if you click on that
Yep, there we go.
image.
There we go. 6 scale figures. We've seen them, the Big Scouts, yada yada yada. TIE Pilot. There we go. Macquarie Artist Series, 1/5 scale. I still think my theory of this, it's a 1/6 scale figure, but it's reduced a little because of the big stands.
Right.
That's what I think, but I'm
So
probably
they're
completely wrong.
yeah, not quite as large as a premium format.
And they're crouching as well, so maybe the
Yeah.
height shouldn't be too out of proportion, but they're beautiful.
It all depends on how they're calculating scale. Is it scale of the piece, or is it scale of the figure? As it would be standing upright.
Yep.
So I think the Fett. I think all of these are going to be popular. Actually, I mean there are so many people that are fans of Macquarie's art and the concept art for Star Wars. So I can see these being
hot.
Yep.
Yep. God, there was so many panels at SDCC. It was just impossible to keep up with all this stuff. So I can't actually imagine being there and trying to juggle around all the events and get to see them all. But
right.
What do we got next? Is the Gentle Giant, I think.
Yep, Gentle Giant had a bunch of reveals for Comic-Con. They had some new jumbo Kenner figures in their booth. Princess Leia in the Bouche disguise, Admiral Akbar, Logray, and Ugnaught.
Oh my God, I never even saw that before. 2-1B.
Yeah, 2-1B is a Premier Guild exclusive figure, I think. That was revealed a couple months ago, maybe.
That's right, you're absolutely spot on. The Ewoks, these are statues.
And I think there's a variant for the Ugnaught that they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Purple cape or blue cape.
It comes with these little weird little box, which we've never really found out what it was.
Yeah, I always called it like a medical bag when I was a little kid.
It was like a medical bag. That's exactly what it looks like.
And then, again, in that high-end collectibles panel, they revealed that they're producing a jumbo Kenner scale Jabba the Hutt with the throne.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be
Pricey.
sizable in both size and price.
Definitely. We've seen Zeb before release, but he looks pretty good there when
Yeah,
you
the
see that.
maquettes look good.
Yeah, very sharp indeed.
I think the best one is probably the Ezra and Chopper.
I think so too. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just about to show that there. Just the way it's stacked up on top of Chopper.
Yep. Just the weathering and the sculpt.
Yep.
It's pretty much captured the design of the series.
Yep.
And then what else? They revealed mini busts. They didn't really reveal any new ones. They had, I think, obviously they had uh, the Luke Skywalker Macquarie one on display. But one thing I noticed, let's see, they had the Queen Amidala, the Endor Rebel Trooper, and then the Endor Luke on display. And the Endor Luke one is weird because he's holding a Stormtrooper blaster, which makes no sense.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't buy that figure. I wouldn't buy that mini bus on that purpose alone. But
Oh god. Okay.
it's weird.
That's the Gentle Giant Boba Fett, which God I'd love to own, but not at the price.
I know. I don't remember what did the other ones go for? Weren't those about $4,000?
I think it was the Stormtroopers with 4,000, and then Stormtrooper, then Darth, wasn't it?
Yep.
And now Boba. So life-size reproduction of the 1979 Boba Fett, or 1980. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah,
Yep. And the rocket's
it's,
removable.
yeah. Who would have thought something like this would just go for so much? But it's just crazy. But then again, I saw one the other day. It was I think Brian's Toys had it for 28,000 for a J
Yep.
slot Boba. That's
I saw that
insane.
as well. I saw on Twitter that Gus Lopez wants this Boba Fett for his
Yes, I
place.
saw
So,
that.
so
I was like, I'm surprised he wouldn't get it. It's like
yeah.
he has everything. But I guess it's even a lot of money for him, so I'm sure Gus will get a discount of some sorts. But yeah, that's a gigantic Boba Fett. So I was amazed when they did the Stormtroopers. So it's amazing to see the line is continued. Someone out there is buying this line, Jason.
Yep.
So and it's not your eye. So
Ooh. Let's see, a couple other things that were shown off. Obviously, Hot Wheels had been plugged for a month um, prior to, and they finally revealed everything. And to be honest, I was disappointed in the full reveal of the entire line. I mean, there are character cars, there are, I'd call them movie cars, and then I don't know,
Rebels cars.
Rebels cars. I don't know. The
It's an
concept art
oversaturation.
looked cooler than the actual finished, toys, I would say.
Mm.
I thought I was going to be all in on the character cars. I'm just going to get the Yoda car, and then
Pass for the
run
rest.
away.
There's some nice artwork on those cards, and the price point is, oh, was it $4 or
Yeah, I'm
something?
pretty sure it's four
Pretty
bucks a
low.
car.
It's fairly low. I mean, they actually look great in the kind of in situ, if there was such a thing for a car with giant ears, but it looks nice on the little display piece. But I think for me in the plastic bubble, it just doesn't work. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. You and I shared this a long time ago. I think we shared Spider-Man, and we talked about the card art. And if this was a vintage card, I think people would go nuts for this.
Hmm.
No, I don't mean the vintage as in the. It's a very interesting proposition, actually, in the Kenner style,
Right.
which actually might be nice, but more in the terms of the vintage art of Star Wars, the posters, Hildebrandt Brothers, and some of those kind of posters, the classic stuff, such as the comics. I mean, they were using classic Marvel comic art.
Right.
This just doesn't work. It's
Yeah.
anyway. I'm lingering too long on Hot Wheels.
See
But
what else?
there's
There was something else I thought I remember about. Oh, Target's going to have an exclusive set. It's like a 5-pack
of
of
the Rebels.
cars,
Oh no, it's not
and
Rebels. Sorry.
yeah, and then
There
it
we
has
go.
an exclusive
Dirty Stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper car in it. So,
Battle damaged. Battle damaged
hmm
Stormtrooper. Way to go. They're not bad collectibles. There's been a whole lot worse, but
yeah,
yeah,
not for
not
me.
grand. And there's a
Um,
C-3PO bus actually. We never really saw that properly before.
no, yeah, because there are 2-packs of these cars as well. So, some of these it looks. I didn't see the C3PO offered anywhere else other than in that 2-pack with the R2D2 car.
Oh yeah, yep. See it there. That's right. 2 packs.
So unless I don't recall if it's in that 5-pack from Target.
I'll just share that just now. See if we can have a look. No, it's not. R2. R2, Luke, Yoda, Darth, Stormy.
Okay. So
So yeah, you're if you're
yeah,
into it, 3PO is a bit of a rarity-ish, kind of. Um, not really. Anyway, enough of Hot Toys. What do we got? Hot Toys, Hot Wheels.
Jack
What am I
Specific
on?
was the next one. Um, Surprisingly, they have a lot of exclusive figures coming out. This is the you know typically we're used to seeing the 31-inch figures that we've seen at Target, obviously Toys R Us, Walmart. Now they're coming out with the 20-inch line that was announced, I think, back around Toy Fair. Um, but stores like Walgreens are going to have their own exclusive. They're getting a Darth Maul version. Um, there's a Han and Stormtrooper outfit, a Luke and Stormtrooper outfit. Both of those are coming to Toys R Us. There's a Farm Boy Luke. I believe that's coming to Walgreens as well.
Wow.
And then there's a Boba Fett that's exclusive to Walmart. So
I just wouldn't have expected to see huge Jack Specific at Walgreens of all places. Toys R Us, yes.
yeah,
Walgreens it's all little smaller components. It's a pharmacy principally, and yeah. Oh, okay. It's okay. It's a bizarre one. 20-inch figure. Only available at Toys R Us. Oh well.
not for me.
No. Even the Fett, I'm kind of like that look. Sorry, not the look. The Boba Fett looks pretty sweet, but the hand, that facial sculpt, there's a picture there. It looks like a bad toupee,
yeah.
doesn't it? It's just like these wigs falling off or something.
Mhm.
And it's got a
Yeah.
little solo Harrison Ford mark in the
Yeah.
chin, though.
They,
So credit to them, they're trying. So yeah, jumbo ass figures.
So that pretty much wraps up all of the collectible news that we're going to discuss. There's a ton more, but we're just not going to cover it here. Obviously, some of the more uh, relevant news regarding Star Wars Rebels had come out over the past few days. There were several different. There was an extended trailer, kind of like an overview type of trailer about the whole series and first season, and then a like a duel between Kanan and Inquisitor video that was released.
A nice little touch. I think it was Dan pointed out. There's a hammerhead in this sequence somewhere. You briefly see him as the TIE fighter turns up at one point. Very beautiful looking animation. It is,
Yeah, the animation is fantastic.
It's stunning. I'm not quite sure how he's able to hear him through this hermetically sealed thing that's capable of flying through space, but is it Hammerhead? Where is he? Oh, Greedo, kind of Rodian. I'm sure at one
I
point
think
on
we
this.
passed it.
Have we? Never mind.
Yeah, it was right towards the beginning, I think. But
well, there you go. Cool
but still,
looking.
that was more of that clip was more of a lighthearted type of
It was very much very
clip.
Disney.
There's some other clips and trailers that have a more serious tone. I
They
think.
do. They
And
do.
and the Clone Wars was the same way. I mean, there were arcs and episodes that were more kid oriented, and then others that were obviously more serious. So I don't expect this new series to be any different.
No. Do we want to have a quick look at the lightsaber duel one very quickly for two
Sure.
secs? I just think it's see people seem to be I have to show the teeth. I know I'm going on and on about this. There we go, huge teeth. It's just weird, but a nice little touch I wanted to point out on I can't remember his name. It's so late tonight. My brain's gone. The shoulder plate for Kanan. Oh God, what is his
Kanan?
name? Kanan. Thank you. I was going to say Kanan, which is just slightly mental. You'll see in just a second as we're sharing this when he wakes up again. I'm sorry, those teeth just look crazy. On his shoulder patch, there's a nice little design on the side of it. It's almost wolf-like.
Mm-hmm.
And I wondered whether there was a Filoni little Easter egg in there. Not really seeing it properly there, but for those that have the visual guide, you'll see a little bit more in there. But yeah, nice little touch to see the. And as you pointed it, well done on the General Grievous lightsaber blade that Hasbro brought out years ago. Um, it's the same thing, which it's surprising that they don't, and maybe they have already, and I just can't remember. There's been so much news whether they repackage that and call it the Inquisitor's blade.
Right.
I don't know
They do
whether it's
have a dedicated Inquisitor
oh,
roleplay lightsaber
hopefully,
coming
yeah,
out.
fair enough.
I've seen that. But
What
what
else have we
else?
got?
Um,
Marvel Comics. That was a late edition today.
yep, that was announced today. Marvel Comics, obviously, they took back the license for the Star Wars line. They announced 3 new series today. There's a Star Wars one that's it takes place a couple weeks after A New Hope, apparently.
Wow.
Um, and then there's a Darth Vader one that's kind of, from what I read, um, it's kind of a opposite point of view of the Star Wars comic we had just talked about. So everything's coming from the Empire and in the Darth Vader point of view.
Hmm.
And then the third one is a Princess Leia small short run series. It's like a five issue line, but
This is, I mean, we're kind of retreading ground here of the old classic Marvel, and now maybe we might see some inspiration from some of those older comics kind of working its way into the line again. That would be
right.
interesting to see. Um, don't think they'll
And
bring
I
back
guess
Jackson, but you never
yeah, I
know.
guess these would be canon then because
That's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
they're new stories, but they're post
which
the
is
change.
which is quite revelationary if you think about it, because this has been since 1977. George Lucas has basically said, they're off limits in
Hmm.
terms of the story. The stuff that Marvel made was just made up. Um, so yeah, it'd be very interesting to see what they do, and if or not it ties in with any novels, or which would make great sense, given the whole Marvel Kevin Feige kind of approach where everything ties into one thing. Would be nice.
Right.
Would be nice. What else did we have? And really, the last thing I think is summaries. If there's any more on that,
Yeah, that was
that covered that. I think
yeah
pretty
that
much.
covered that. They announced Del Rey announced I think it was Del Rey announced a kind of a Clone Wars type of tie-in novel with Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Voss. That's the
That's right. Yep. Nice cover. Very nice
yeah,
cover.
it's pretty cool.
And Asajj has hair. She's grown her hair.
Yep.
She's been to the hairdresser and she's done her makeup and got a new outfit. And
So I don't know if this is intended to be um, kind of resolves the Ventress storyline from the Clone Wars
hmm,
or what. So
based on unaired Clone Wars scripts. So Good. Well, that'll at least keep some continuity going because I mean, Asajj basically turned into a kind of goodie at the end of the Clone Wars. She really was
Yeah,
a big ally from someone who was a complete, evil person. She really can redeem herself, I think, a little bit towards the end. So,
we'll see how that
interesting.
goes.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much wraps that. Kind of come to the end of our show with the new toy acquisitions and purchases part. For me, I've been selling off more than I've been buying. So I've been parting with some Sideshow stuff that I no longer need, quote unquote.
That's a tough thing to do. A lot of people just wouldn't be able to do what
Yeah.
you do. So well done.
Yep, finally got rid of some of that stuff. And then today I received my 6-inch case of Wave 4 for the Black Series. And so that includes the Anakin, the Clone Trooper, the Phase 1, and then another Stormtrooper and Boba Fett. So.
You can never have enough.
I know. So.
I think ours are coming on Monday, so looking forward to seeing them. That all you bought? Nothing else?
That was it. No, it was
no little things or no.
Nope.
You're always buying one little tiny. Okay, no Yodas, no nothing Yodas.
No Yodas.
Did you nothing Yoda left then or get sold?
No. Yoda stays.
Yoda stays.
Yoda stays.
Good. So and you've not got your Wave 4 375 yet.
I have that already.
You have that already.
Yep, that was.
Oh, you had this. So you did.
Yep.
Well, that's the only thing I got this week was the Wave 4 3.75, and as we talked about on previous podcast,
it's a good wave.
I think it's a good wave. I'm very impressed. Torn Far is basically Leia.
Yep.
And Snowtrooper Command is definitely strong, and Jason and I just spent probably 20 minutes solid. I think we all discussed the Yoda and the look and why it really was a 2-pack, and it was actually really quite good, but they're good figures. So that was me, nothing else. I don't think I bought some tons of stuff to review. But we'll get there one day. And the other thing I got was the Guardians of the Galaxy. If you're not really into them, I'm sure, the Marvel Legends or.
I haven't picked up any yet. I probably will once I see the movie.
The Groot is fantastic. He's definitely worth getting the Build-A-Figure for. He's quite a cool figure just because of the size of him. But good figures. Good figures. But that's it for me.
So I think that wraps up this week's show. I think in the next couple days. Well, this show is going to be posted tomorrow live, or not live, but for download. I encourage everyone to watch the latest episode of Boring Conversation Anyway, where Fly Guy and I, along with Dan Curto, Paul from Jedi Temple Archives, Tamer from Imperial Shipyards, who else? Eddie from Dorkside Toys. Is that it?
That was it. Yeah, that was
it. We all talk about some of the news that came out this week, obviously from San Diego Comic-Con, and then what happens next show.
What do you mean?
What happens on the next Boring Conversation Anyway?
Oh, the Empire Strikes Back commentary.
Yes, that's right.
And the Wolfpack podcast, which you and I were on as well on Friday.
That's right.
So this is our third podcast in probably less than 24 hours.
Yeah, we've been talking toys a lot. It's all blending together. Can't remember what I did and didn't talk about.
There's been so much to cover this week. At one point, you had some great coverage, and just trying to keep up with it was really tough.
Yeah, I took the day off today, pretty much. I hardly posted a thing. I was just like, Friday was so busy, and the few days leading up to it's just like constant, new stuff coming out. So I kind of took the day off. It felt good.
Oh, today was Marvel for me. There was a lot of Marvel stuff, and the panel went live and tons of images. And if you're a Marvel fan, Marvel Legends fan, you probably be quite happy. A lot of good Spider-Man stuff and a lot of repacks and repaints as well. It's very interesting to see the lines mirrored in terms of what Hasbro do, but their Build-A-Figures, which I hope we maybe get in the Star Wars line one day in the 6-inch scale, they're pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good. But that's us.
That's it. So until next week, we'd like to obviously thank all of you for watching and downloading. We've had increased viewership, so we appreciate everyone, and thanks for everyone for commenting. Next week we will be back. Probably will be a light week, I would think. Not a lot comes out. I know there's this week is supposedly the reset for a lot of stores, so new product is probably going to be trickling out. Some Rebel stuff, some Black Series stuff, maybe. I know a few sets have started to already hit, but until then, we will discuss all that happens on next week's show.
That's it.
So, again, thanks for watching, and thanks for coming back, Steve.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me back, and thanks for filling in.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys next week.
See you later.